This is one of my favorite experiences in Colombia, riding the metro cable all the way up to the top. We're going to Parque Arví right now, to the top of the mountain. Meanwhile, we got insane views of the entire city. It's so peaceful. These routes are crazy. I wanted to come out here today just because I've been feeling overwhelmed within my life. I've been feeling stressed. And the best thing to do when you feel that way is to come out to a place like this where you're just within nature. And it helps regulate your nervous system. It helps you feel more grounded, more collected. And you want to be able to find ways like that to be able to bring yourself back down and to not get lost in your thoughts, lost within all your problems. Because whenever you're in doubt, it's important to zoom out and to get a sense of scale and to not just be overly consumed within your problems, because the more that you lose yourself within that, the easier it is to feel even more stressed. And I like to have a simple mantra or phrase that I use whenever I feel that way, just in the moment, because I like to come out to nature just to reset and to recalibrate. But whenever I'm in the midst of feeling like I'm under all this pressure and I can't control it, and I just feel down, I feel off, I like to say this one phrase, and that is, I'm just a living being on a planet. When I say that, it helps me zoom out from being just consumed within my thoughts and within my own body, and just being able to objectively see things from the perspective that I'm just one person out of 8 billion. And not only that, I'm just one species, that I'm just one organism, because everything around me is alive as well. Not in the exact same way, like they're not sentient, everything around me, but it's still life, and it's another form of life. It's an organism that is just existing around me. And therefore, it helps me act in the same way, that like it's okay to just let go of the pressure, let go of the stress, to just exist, to just sit here in the sunlight, be able to take it in, and to not feel this pressure to perform, not feel this pressure to solve all my issues right here, right now. Because the more that you can collect yourself and feel grounded, the more clarity you're going to have going into your problems and being able to solve them. But the most important thing in life is just realizing that we're just a living being on this planet, and we have the opportunity to live in this time period full of information, full of all these resources, full of opportunities. And it's crazy that we have the ability to experience life through the lens of a human. But at times, it can get a little bit stressful because of the fact that we can overthink, be overly analytical, and that can lead to our demise. Because as Buddha said, the root of all suffering is desire. So the more that you desire to fix things, or you desire anything in your life, you're focused on trying to get somewhere, get something, it takes you away from the present moment. It takes you away from what we're experiencing right here, right now, and being able to align with everything else around me that's just existing. And you want to be able to learn how to be okay with just being. Because if you can't do that, then you're going to reinforce that you need to fix something, that you need to chase something in life. But some of my favorite moments traveling and just within life in general are moments like this, when I'm just existing, and I'm just taking in what's around me, and being able to just be mindful, be aware of how special it is that we're alive. And it's most important to remind yourself of that whenever you feel all that pressure. Because it's natural to feel that way, especially if you're ambitious, if you want to get somewhere in your life. It's only natural to feel like you're behind or you're lacking, something isn't right. But the more that you can align with the abundance in life, and the more that you can put yourself in situations like this, to where thoughts like this of just having simplicity and having presence come naturally, you want to be able to channel that into your life more, and to be able to live somewhere like this to where it's a lot more frequent for you to be able to get access to nature. But I used to live in Orlando, Florida, and there wasn't really anywhere to go for me to have this kind of experience. And it's important because like we are nature. We're a part of nature. This is who we are. And when you forget that, when you're so consumed within society, when you don't live in a place that's conducive to being able to experience that, when you're so focused on materialistic things, consumerism, your job, and when you're in settings that are just artificial, you know, when you're in an office, when you're not outside taking in what's around you, it's a lot easier to fall into that trap of feeling like there's something missing, feeling like you have all this pent-up energy that you can't express into the world. A big reason why we overthink and we get ourselves into these situations in which life feels overwhelming is because we don't regulate our breathing, our nervous system, and our internal world altogether. The best way to do that is just by having a few simple phrases that you go to be able to zoom out, to be able to separate yourself from your mind and your thoughts, being able to see it objectively, and then being able to go into your life afterwards with more clarity. Because if you don't do that, you're just going to end up suffering for no reason, and it's going to be harder to really know what you want out of life and to be able to do things the right way, because the more that you get sucked into those thoughts, into those feelings and emotions, the less connected you are to your true self, yourself at your highest level, which is you just existing and taking in life, allowing it to flow through you, and then from there, you can take aligned action. That's all I have for this video. Just wanted to help anyone out there that might be in a similar situation as me, where life feels like it's too much, and how to recalibrate efficiently so that you don't end up stuck in that same cycle for too long. With that, I will leave you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.